Okay, we are back in the action. We have the first semi-final on this stream. The other semi-final is going to be streamed on the FFSMK website.
Hello.
Channel. Joined here by Connor.
What's up?
This is Sami versus Gio in a best of 17, a first to 9 semi-final.
Yeah. Which is quite intense. Like the amount of time, the stamina alone. Like you could win like a fair few games and be like 5-2 up, thinking you're in the clear, but to keep it going all the way to the end. I know, right? Literally my own game. Feels so sad.
Carol
7-5
jinxed you in that one. He said it was over 4-0, and like he just
Of course he did.
He just knew that was
That was a bad call.
that was a turning point.
Thing is like Drew does take a while to warm up and get used to it. But yeah, at first he was a bit shaky, nervous, because he felt like, oh, maybe I could lose. But he's a great player, so once he started getting going, you could notice it immediately. Plus, I lost some of my top form. I wasn't playing as well, and so respect to it.
So early on, you were destroying him on the short game.
Yeah.
Especially the red on red short game, like you were destroying him.
Yeah.
I think after 4-0, he switched and he started going for a much longer game. He
Oh,
wasn't going for
yeah.
the close range action. He was trying for a lot more complicated, long round corner shots rather than engaging you head on with the reds.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Oh.
You were winning all those head on red exchanges pretty much.
Yeah. I think I learned a fair bit about it going against Jay, so I just took that experience and started just pushing it in his face. But that's a good point. Yeah, the long range shot is something like it takes some time to work out, calculate, and or even practice. So, yeah, no, respect.
Yeah, you can't really practice some of those shots that started pulling off
TDM.
because they were just
Like instinct. They are a bit.
they were whipping round about 3 corners. I have no idea what he was doing there.
But yeah, no. Well, former Battle Mode champion for a reason.
Well, we've got 3 people in the semi-finals who've won Battle Mode 3 times.
Yeah.
We've got Sami, who's never got a medal in it.
Yeah, it's so impressive, right? He managed to get top. He's like #1 in group stage, and then it's just getting past these players.
Yeah.
It kind of shows like sort of, because it's once they sort of work it out, and because Sami's top form is so good, but it's the same for him as it is for me. It's keeping it going.
As we've learned, people with bullets like that do not lose at Mario Kart.
Yeah, there's just something about it, especially battle mode.
It's
The more hair, the better.
It's his Samson moment here.
For sure.
The strength is in the mullet.
I believe it. It makes sense now. For sure. Sami's just chilling in the middle. I mean, strength for the red shell. There's not many green shells getting knocked off, which actually means, oof, that green shell, very nice from Gio. Jeez. Yeah, green shells, just the strength of them in battle mode when you can actually use them, like suddenly they're just so dangerous. And being good at multiple items, it just means the roulette isn't as important because you can use all of them to actually hit people with.
Yeah, I think at the top level play, there's so much more on the greens and the stars than the reds a lot of the time.
Yeah.
The reds are quite often what you use to keep people at a certain range and distance. Whereas a lot of the time it's the in-your-face greens and stars which just absolutely seem to dominate. Because a group like me, all I want is red.
Yeah,
Star for
yeah.
me means I'm not going to die for 10 seconds.
I feel you.
Chances of hitting somebody with it is like 1 in 50 for me.
Yeah, I mean, because you'll see when they get stars or they get reds, like, they will sit on an item box before they send it off. So they shoot it and immediately pick up another one so then they can hit people twice. And that's how they get the combos going. So then 1, 2, I mean, to be fair, that was random green. But it's also being ready and in the vicinity to hit them and be ready to react, bang, and then suddenly it's 2 balloons rather than 1.
So how do you feel? Lightweight action.
Yeah, so keeping it traditional between the two of them, it means there's like no extreme like advantage like fast acceleration or fast top speed. It keeps it pretty standard battle mode. It's just the corners are quite tight, so they're able to whip round, like do U-turns pretty damn quickly. That's what I noticed to be the advantage, the main advantage.
I've switched. I really do like Peach Yoshi.
I respect it, because the thing is when you get hit, it's actually great because you can accelerate, get off the line, and not get hit more than once.
And I think that's really good at scrub tier play. Like when you're up against the very best,
yeah.
they'll know the perfect timing to combo you.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
if you're playing people who are like 20 to 25, like in the rankings. They don't know all the timings to insta kill. So with Peach Yoshi, you sometimes do get that second or so to get away.
And it can save you an entire balloon over it. I mean, because the thing is even at top level play, where people get nervous, it gets close, it's like, and you, nice from Geo, and it gets, and you have to do it in such a short time frame because Yoshi and Peach don't give you that kind of time. Suddenly, it could be the difference between going like 6-5 up or 5-6 down, you know? And that's super important when you get really close to winning, because being on the winner's seat, 90% of the time it gives you confidence and it can break the others. Although you might have seen in some of the competition that's actually not necessarily been the case.
Okay, so I'm gonna depart.
Oh, okay, I don't mind. Yeah.
You know about battle mode, it's good to have you on.
Ah, fair enough, I respect that.
So I'm gonna hand over to Zargoth.
Quick switcheroo. Or we'll start from Geo's feet. Heck yeah, so I'm here. Oh! Feather, and using the feather quite nicely for the star. It's strangely hard to do to set up properly. It seems natural, it seems right, but actually doing it is a completely different thing. I'm loving the Sami support from Simit there. Respect. Hello. Oh, getting the headphones on, then we're in.
All right, Connor.
Yo.
So what's the score on this one?
It's 2-0 up to Geo, I believe.
All right.
So in the driver's seat. To be fair, I think it's like Geo, the longer the tournament goes on for, like the better this man gets.
For Geo?
Yeah, it's partially because he doesn't... Oh.
That was a red and a half. And the second one hits. Okay.
Yeah, and that's
it.
Nice. It's to do with the fact that Geo, when he's losing, it doesn't affect him at all. So like normally when
he's one of those.
So when you start winning, a few things happen. You start feeling confident. You go for like crazy hits and etc. And you can get a real momentum going. The problem is if you start losing a bit, it can all start going off, and because you're playing overconfident, you can just get hit by silliness, and so then Geo just uses that to drag you back into the room and go, actually, no, you're not. I don't care that you're 4-1 up. I'm going to come back and I'm going to beat you.
That level.
Yeah, which is so important in tournament play.
Sure.
Especially in the top 5, 4, top 8. But that's the reason why I think in group stage he just doesn't quite perform as well, because that doesn't matter. People don't know where they are. People don't, like, it's not, the pressure is not as on to achieve or to do anything. But yeah, in the semi-final, it's when it's really gonna come alive. Geo and losing semis, I don't think it happens particularly often.
It's kind of funny to see Geo back, because he was missing for a year.
Yeah, of course.
And he's always sort of he's one of my favorites from now. Come on, he has the craziest.
I respect it.
Craziest reds for sure.
He utilizes stars like to a level.
Oh, I think his star driving is number 1.
Yeah, no, I can respect that. Like, just having it makes people notice how many stars he gets, and then it gets annoying because they're like, oh, he gets stars all the time. But the difference is he really uses them.
He makes them work.
So it I like to call it, it's almost making your own luck. The two ways of doing that is being good with stars and good with greens, because not everyone can do that. Sure. And the other is cycling through items.
Cycling, that's underestimated.
Yeah.
So hard.
Like, just constantly picking up items is just so important. Like, there's just no point holding on to a green shell unless you're actually planning on directly hitting them, like, in the next second. And even then, you kind of want to shoot the green just before you pick up the next item, and then you smack them with both of them. Me and David were talking a little bit about that before. Right. But, cycling is one of the most, if not the most important, because it's how you create your luck. It's why you get 3 stars and 2 reds, and your opponent just always seems to get greens. It's not just luck; it's the amount you cycle through.
It's a great way of phrasing it. The creating your own luck.
Yeah.
Because it is RNG, the items you get, but if you get more items, you get better items.
And you'll find it, like, the luck always comes back. Like, even for my own game, like, I had 2 games where I could have closed it with stars, and then in the last one, Drew got like 4 stars in a row. A very nice green. And it's like, it's not just random. It's random which games we got it on, but there's a reason why we both got X amount of stars, you know?
Sure.
Okay. So, Sami's in the driver's seat now. This is where he wants to be. If he can get the next one, he can kill some. Well, it's not really any killing Gio's momentum, but it's more getting Sami's back up and running.
You're kind of saying Gio doesn't. His momentum doesn't get killed.
Yeah, but that's what I mean by when he falls behind. Oh. I think it's that's what I mean. I believe it's less Gio's momentum that specifically gets killed because I feel like he's always playing at a decent level.
Sure.
Because he's got that comeback factor, but other players have their momentum. So if Sami gets going, Sami's momentum in battle mode is, I think, maybe perhaps the best in the game. Like when you compare it to, and I mean specifically, he doesn't necessarily have to be the best.
Oh, this is quick.
Oh.
Wow, that's a French hat-trick right there.
1, 2, 3, baby. Yeah, it's more that Sami's level, I think, increases the most. Like he goes from being like, oh, maybe fourth, like just about fourth, kind of getting into, actually, I'm going to knock everybody out. And getting 11-10s, like 11-9s against opponents. Like even losing 11-10, he wins 11-4. Like it's just versus his normal, actually never getting a medal sort of mentality. So, I think if no one has momentum, I'd perhaps say that Scoob actually has an advantage. I think. Like if I don't know about this year, but previous years smack each other. Love it.
Good trade for Gio, obviously.
Yeah. Like, I think Scoop's as susceptible to momentum as everyone else, so it's not really a factor, really, because the momentum will always swing, usually always swing some way.
Wow,
Jeez.
another quick one.
Gio does not want to let him get anything. He wants to just kick him while he's down and keep him down there.
But judging from your previous match, I want to say 5-1, good lead, does matter. It does not matter.
No, I mean... Okay, in Drew's case specifically, the lead at the time meant that Drew was, I believe, that Drew was not playing well. Like, it just straight up wasn't. Like, when you get to, like, the 3-0 and 4-0, it wasn't like facing a quarterfinal opponent. It was like I was facing almost barrage. But literally, the moment he started feeding himself again, he went from there to a semi-finalist. When he started just like coming down, and not only coming down, he sort of worked out my style and started improving. And the thing is I was playing worse as time went on, where I lost my momentum. I wasn't playing perfectly. I wasn't really getting nervous. I just was playing actually worse. And he started working out some of the kinks, started going for, as David put it, going for long-range shots when I was a short-range battler. And I was short-range because just out of Jay's match, we was doing so many short-range ones.
Exactly.
So I got very used to. Oh,
this
okay.
might be. Oh no.
No. Star run out.
We don't actually have sound here, so I judge the star by the sound.
Yeah. No, in matches with TVs that don't have sound, stars are such like an enigma. You got no idea because you don't know when. Because also it can cut out sooner if you get hit by greens and reds, and you've got no way to know that when you don't have sound at all or anything, and you don't. It doesn't set up. Oh, it doesn't set up properly. So it's definitely weird playing with no sound, but that's like every mode, I believe.
Nice shot.
Oh, this is 1-2.
I guess the green. Oh no!
Oh,
that looked right through.
I think he had. I think he had a bit more time there. I think if he wanted to adjust,
a little bit more time.
I think if he was playing against Peach or Yoshi, he had to go for it then. But I think he had some time there. But at the same time, Gio's been playing well enough that I reckon, as long as he starts seeding it now, he should be fine.
Just about to say Sami's dodging has been on point on this map so far, but it does get hit by red and...
yeah, just there. Sometimes that's the thing. You can dodge all game, but if you mess up for the last like 3, you're just out like immediately, and it just looks much worse than it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, that close range is it's a lot to do with breaks really if you want to land those shots. Like suddenly break is much more important in battle mode. Match race and GP, you almost never touch it. If you want to slow down, you let go of acceleration. Yeah. In battle mode, U-turns and random greens. U-turns are super important. Like, if you counted the number of U-turns, it's almost, it almost is probably half the number of items picked up, which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Ghost has to steal the feather. 1 balloon each, which is really weird on Battle Course 1. Normally, it's Yeah,
Wow.
Normally it's one, you hit them once, you get them all 3 times. The map is super open.
I feel like that's a Battle Course 2 thing more than Battle Course 1.
That's only if you go in the middle.
Yeah, but it's pretty wide, even in the sides. If you get hit by red and there's a star, this is the most French hat-trick track. I feel like Battle Course 2
Okay,
is.
yes, I feel like the items are a bit spaced out in a way that doesn't let you do it as well as Battle Course 1. Like Battle Course 1, the average time I find is about a minute.
It's a
Like,
short track.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas Battle Course 2 lasts a while, in my opinion. As long as you get
that's fair enough.
get away from the middle.
Yeah. I like the middle. I like the action.
Ooh.
Oh, perfect drop by Sami.
Fair enough, fair enough. Sometimes when you're lining up, like, you just don't think about that kind of stuff. They're just going to plant it.
No, you have to
And-
commit to the lineup.
Yeah. And then it's something you always think, oh, maybe I should think about it next time, but it's so fast, you just don't have much time to think about it. For sure. Yeah, there you go. I was finding it weird that,
Whoa,
nice.
nice star driving again from Gio.
Yeah, no, 'cause I was surprised at first because Gio didn't go for the item, was going for him. Normally you get you pick up the item and then chase, but the moment he did that, he immediately killed him. So, and he didn't even need the red, but the pressure that the red brought allows him to line up for it, I believe.
Sure. Wow.
Send him back in the box.
Late feather.
It happens, and the thing is like, it takes a while before you can use the feather, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, people think that they're safe, and, like, you're really not. Like, and it's with stars as well. Stars are the absolute worst. Like, the first, probably the time when people are most vulnerable is the 2 seconds just as they got a star.
Oh, yeah.
They think, oh, yeah, I'm invincible. No,
I'm invincible.
you're not
Let's
invincible
go.
yet. You gotta wait for the
Item pickup animation.
And, yeah, like, I literally took balloons from, I think, Drew and Jay like that.
Oh.
Ooh. Aye. Not too much going on so far. There was a one hit, but keeping it aye, that's not what you want to see.
Sami got a very bad line from the wall hit there.
Yeah, the almost like mini driving that happens here, like just to dodge greens. There's so much of it. It's why if in my matches, I plant them all the time, unless I'm really feeling like dodging them.
Oh, you're a planter.
Yeah. Because there's just so much extra that can go wrong. Like,
Sure.
and sometimes, because if they're not in your field of view, you'll do it. And the thing is it's very reliant on reaction times. If your reaction times are really good and they're really on point, then it's perfectly fine to have green shells everywhere. But if you're feeling quite slow, you're just gonna get hit.
I agree. I think versus 8-1. This is 7 straight match points for Gio. Normally this should be fine, but you know, if Sami gets his diesel engine going,
Yeah,
you don't know.
But it takes a while, and I feel like Sami hasn't had to deal with Gio in a while.
No.
It's mostly been Scoop, Flaunt, and there's a way of them playing, you know. And Gio's very mind game focused. It's actually the way that I play, but I don't feel like definitely there are mind games, but it's sort of in the way that it's Gio's super reliant, as in he will hit you with stars because he knows exactly where you're going to go.
Yes. Yes.
Still nice setup, but you could. Yeah, nice dodge.
Yeah.
Driving errors really. But yeah, like Gio knows exactly what you're going to do, and Sami normally relies on being unhittable. Nice. He relies on being unhittable in that you can't work out how to get there. But if Gio knows in advance where Sami's gonna go, I could see that being a real problem for him. And I think that might be why he's struggling. But
that's like what I would call a matchup issue. So it's not about the character Toad and Koopa. It's about the person.
Yeah, no, for sure. Although that's the thing, Gio's many people. Nice. He needs that. That's the stuff. Not only because it's
He
match
needs them
point,
all.
but yeah, of course. But there's this game. Like, if it goes all the way to 8-8, this will be the most important game, and like 6 and 7, you know, because it's the type that Gio does shake. He does, but it's just hardly ever.
Probably not yet.
No. I think one more game will sort of settle it. Not settle it as in it's sort of like for certain players that can be the beginning of the end. Gio, it's going to take a long time, I think, before he starts thinking, oh no.
Yeah.
But the potential begins, I think, next race, next battle. If Sami can hold on.
Feels to me like Sami is playing confident right now.
And that might be the difference, honestly. Because it's that feeling of, because once you start feeding yourself in driving, you can do stuff which technically is a bad idea, but you can do it anyway because you're just not getting hit.
Right.
Because normally you want to be in a situation where you can't ever be hit, but if they're always going to be there, you may as well just rough and tumble it and just go for everything. Like, he's just gone out. This doesn't make any sense. This is super dangerous. But it works. He's completely out of there. And then that red, it misses. The green shell, why did it hit? It was because Gio had extra pressure to dodge the red.
Yeah.
And it's sort of made. And this is when I feel like Sami truly shines. It's actually when he stops playing his normal style. Strangely.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When he starts playing this hyper-aggressive, I'm just going to come hit you. It's like, oh, he's actually really quite good at this.
That's very un-Sami-like, though.
Yeah.
But he does have that gear now.
Definitely.
He didn't always have that gear. This is important.
As long as it's not a star. Oh my days. No, but he had acceleration to get out.
Whoa! The star driving boys.
On Gio on point as ever, but Sami managing to find a way to get out of that.
Oh, the Peru green head.
No way.
And the red for Gio, the match race.
This might be
it.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
9-2.
Impressive. That's
decimating Sami, score-wise at least.
Impressive.
He is back.
For sure.
So this makes Gio our first finalist.
Yeah, of course, because then the next game is Scoob versus Drew.
Which is going on right now?
I imagine they're both going to play on TV1.
Oh, it's not on French stream.
I reckon so. Could double check that, but say that. I'm a pro